What's up, lore masters? So this video is going to be spoiler heavy. If you haven't seen the latest Star Trek Discovery episode, specifically A Tide is Coming, I'm about to spoil the hell out of it, so I'd click off. To sum it up for those who may not remember, or for those who don't watch CBS but do watch all of my stuff, the Emerald Chain was able to capture Discovery and utilized its spore drive to appear right outside of the Federation's headquarters. Osyraa opens up a communication, letting the Admiral know he has been tricked, but she wants a truce. She offers a peace accord and is willing to completely reform the Emerald Chain. The Admiral is willing to do it as well if she stands trial for her crimes. This is, of course, a deal breaker for her. Osyraa's capital ship opens fire on the shielding of the headquarters so Osyraa can escape in the Discovery. During this time, all of the crew that had been captured were evacuated to HQ, except for the bridge crew and Book, who were being kept as leverage. Under Tilly's command, the bridge crew are able to outwit the guards. They arm themselves and are able to even meet up with the advanced Seer AI of advancedness. The entire lot of them are primed to retake the ship. Additionally, Michael has been able to get back on Discovery and is using tech so that she can't be detected. She has been causing massive issues for the chain, trying to disable Discovery and take out what soldiers she can. However, right before she gets to business, she contacts her mother to say goodbye. So, with all of this background, how should it end? Let's just get into it. First, in my mind, there are two plots that we have to address here. The battle for Discovery and the battle of Starfleet headquarters. The battle for Starfleet headquarters would happen almost immediately when the episode starts, though I would add something at that beginning. When the negotiations go downhill, a small fleet of Emerald Chain vessels appear out of nowhere and begin laying waste. I'd use some tech to explain why they weren't detected, and we would see the engagement of Starfleet defense ships against the Emerald Fleet, with the Discovery playing a role in that here and there. When Osyraa realizes that the only way for her to get to safety, and to keep the spore drive safe, is to get Stamets, she would order a boarding of the headquarters to recover the lost scientist. The battle would be going badly for Starfleet, and it would consistently be so. They would be holding their own, but you could see where the tide was going. Also, I would have other dialogue that states that the Emerald Chain forces at Kaminar have begun an attack. The Admiral would order that the fleet there stay to defend the planet, even if it means that the headquarters might fall. Michael would realize what the Emerald Chain is doing, that they're beaming people on board Starfleet headquarters, and go there to help Stamets to ensure that he isn't taken prisoner. The battle for the headquarters would be rough and bloody, with Stamets offering to kill himself to prevent them from getting the spore drive. The battle for the Discovery would additionally be just horrid. Tilly and the rest would slowly begin to gain ground, but during this entire time I would have several characters take hits, with at least one, probably two of them, dying. Now, who would die would be up for discussion, but probably the pilot and tactical officer if I got to choose. I would additionally write in there somewhere that Tilly and her crew are about to die, that they fell into some trap. The Seer AI would give itself up and sacrifice itself, being destroyed with all the information lost, to ensure that they live. We would of course be going back and forth between the Battle of the Headquarters and the Battle for Discovery. While the Battle for Discovery would seem to be going well, slowly, Starfleet would be losing and being pushed back. It would look like the Emerald Chain was about to destroy Starfleet and the Federation, at least in its current form. As Osyraa asks the Admiral to surrender, on an Emerald Chain ship, I would have a tactical officer, one of hers, speak up saying that they are detecting incoming ships. Osyraa would ask if it's the fleet from Kaminar, Starfleet coming to save the day. The tactical officer would say no. He'd pause a moment and say, "They look like Earth vessels." I'd then have a jump cut to a tactical officer who worked for Starfleet at the Admiral's headquarters. The Admiral would look back and ask if it was additional Emerald forces, and the tactical officer would respond, "No, it's..." Then another slight pause, and the tactical officer looks up. The ships appear to have Navarre and Trill warp signatures. These vessels would then come out of warp between Starfleet and the Emerald Chain. After all three fleets have arrived, Burnham's mother would come on communications, and she would simply say, "Please, my friends, choose to live." It would be obvious that at this point the Emerald Chain was severely outnumbered, with these vessels ready to go to war. The Admiral would then hail Osyraa, saying it's not too late, that they can form an alliance, that the Emerald Chain and the Federation can come together. Osyraa would, of course, decline. I would ultimately end this engagement with the Earth, Navarre, and Trill representatives all agreeing that it was time to reopen negotiations with the Federation. Now I know this is ignoring the special child of destruction whose DNA is literally dilithium now. I honestly don't know what the hell to do with that. I imagine that's going to be a Season 4 plot point. But give me your thoughts. How would you end it? Also, Fandom Menace. If you can put some cringe in the comments about how it should just end right now and just be gone, that'd be great. It is great to see cringe. It helps my stats and is something to laugh at. Okay, thanks, bye.
Well, you want to talk about oppression, you should start in your own mess hall.
It's made of our shit, you know.